WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again. Really? As soon as I start? Really? First vid back, and there's a fucking ambulance.
This is a siege. It's a goddamn siege. Damn siege.
Gentlemen, welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago. Tonight we are going to be looking at WrestleMania 20, where it all begins again. Whatever that means. I don't understand that tagline at all. I just don't get it. It's the 14th of March 2004. Ironically, it's the 14th of March 2014, the day I'm filming this. Hurrah! Exactly 10 years ago. We are live in Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. 18,000 rabid New Yorkers on hand. Surely I don't need to tell you the amount of events that have happened in this great building, but it would be remiss to not mention that WrestleManias 1 and 10 were both in this building, so it makes sense that WrestleMania 20... Don't you start, camera. Don't you start. I know you haven't been used for a while, but come on. Might be a jump cut here. Probably won't be. Yeah, Step Up by Drowning Pool is our theme tune, and there's no dark matches. There's a 12 match card, so I think we should get straight into this one, don't you? We kick off with the Harlem Boys Choir, giving us a very nice rendition of America the Beautiful, complete with the usual Americana bollocks. We get a nice video package. Highlight for me is it starts off with Vince walking onto the screen, and the last thing you see is Vince and Shane and their little child. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but you know. Anyway, so our opening contest is John Cena defeating the Big Show in a match to win the United States Championship. Big Show had won the United States Championship at no mercy from Eddie Guerrero. He's defended it precisely one time, as far as I know, a retention against Billy Gunn on SmackDown, wasn't it? Maybe. Cena cuts a funny promo on Big Show. He is ridiculously over. It's actually quite weird. Sorry, that still isn't where I want it to be, is it? Ah, professionalism. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's actually quite weird to see how over Cena is. It is even not his. Show comes out, he's got the belt on the wrong way around. You know that bothers me. On to the match. To be honest, there isn't really much to say. Show controls from the start. Any offense that Cena gets in, Show cuts him off immediately. Cole says that getting headbutted by Big Show is like being hit with a typewriter. Being chopped by him is like being hit with a frying pan. Yes, Cole. Have you got any experience of either of these things happening in your life? I doubt it. Show gets 2 off a falling leg drop as a massive, and it's like I say, it's a little unnerving. Fuck's sake, man. This is getting on my wick. Sorry, guys. These probably will be edited out. If you're watching this and it hasn't been edited out, it's just that I can't be bothered. It's a lovely sunny day here in Stoke Poges, and yeah, I could be out enjoying the sunshine, let's be honest, instead of editing out my camera being a cunt. Oh shit! Yeah, it's actually quite unnerving the how big the "Let's Go Cena" chants are, you know, because there isn't the Cena sucks at it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that it's bad or anything. It's just that it's the "Let's Go Cena." Let's go Cena. There's nothing in between. It's very strange. Cena fights back, gets the FU, only gets 2. Cena is shocked, sells the shock very, very well, actually. He gets his chain, referee stops him, he uses his brass knucks, bam, and then another FU gets the win at 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Crowd were hot for it, but there wasn't really much to this match, I've got to say. So that's why I give it the rating I do. In the back, Coach looks smart. He bumps into various people on his way to meet Eric Bischoff, where Eric is with Johnny Nitro. Remember him? Easy E is worried that Taker is here and demands that Coach goes and finds him before someone on SmackDown does. And then Randy Orton, Batista and Flair cut a promo from the very same steps that Randy Orton had thrown Mick Foley down back in June. Flair and Batista just stand there looking smart. They go through the events leading up to tonight. Foley walking out in December, Orton spitting in Foley's face, the various beatdowns that Foley's endured on Raw, Foley getting Brock to come back, and then Evolution beating his ass as well. Package looks great, this is all good stuff. It's clear that at this point, Orton is being primed for the Stardom. Yeah, he is the one who will break out of Evolution, not Batista. It's very, very interesting to look at. Next. Booker T and RVD defeating La Resistance members Rene, Dupree and Rob Conway, the Dudley Boyz and Mark, Jindrak and Garrison, Cade, let's call him Lance Cade then, in a match to retain the World Tag Team Championships. Booker T and RVD have defeated Flair and Batista to win the belts back on the February the 16th edition of Raw. This match is one of those ones where it just feels like you're cramming as many people as possible onto the WrestleMania card, and it's like, yay, match is going to suffer for it, you know. Sudden death rules, first person submission gets the win. Booker plays face in peril for the majority of the match. Crowd want tables at the start, but then they just don't care about anyone at all in this match, not even hometown boys, the Dudleys. Booker gets a spinebuster and then a lukewarm tag to Van Dam. He does his usual tired old offense until he gets knocked off the top rope by Devon, who wants the 3D. Conway stops him, hits a DDT on Devon, axe kick and a 5-star frog splash on Conway, get the win. And that's that. Nothing match that exists to get the men on the card, say my notes, and that's exactly what I say. Also, need to point out, I don't remember Rene Dupree doing a single thing in this match. Yeah. In the back, Coach is searching for Taker, but he finds Moolah and Mae Young in a closet with Gene Mean and Bobby Heenan. Funny stuff ensures. Then we get a recap of the Christian, Jericho and Trish Stratus love triangle. Christian defeating Chris Jericho in a good match. We all remember the $1 Canadian bet, don't we? Christian turned heel when he was booked in a match against Trish. He said he would lay down for the lovely Trish Stratus, but then of course turned heel and, well he didn't. He battered Trish. Blocked her in the walls of Jericho. Are you doing this to me again, camera boy? Oh, you're going to get replaced. I've got a better phone than you in there. Better camera, bigger memory, yada yada yada. You know, actually, let's just talk about this for a second. Do you know the reason I don't use my S3 as a camera? This camera, my N8, has got a little red light on it right there where I'm pointing, right, which says that it's recording. Yeah, my S3 doesn't. It's that simple. That is the only difference. So I don't know, but if something happens, if my battery runs out, if I run out of memory, the red light turns off. Okay, on my S3, that doesn't happen. So I could sit here waffling for 40 minutes. Yeah. And not know that the camera's turned off. I'm not prepared to do that. Also, the S3, the files it makes are so enormous when you record on it. I've got a couple of vids of my rabbits. You may have seen them recently on my channel. 30-second vids that are like 400 megabytes. You're like, fuck that. That takes fucking 2 hours to upload to YouTube. Anyway, Jericho starts this one with a wicked right hand. He controls for a while, launching Christian to the outside and getting the springboard cross body onto him. He counters a sunset flip and attempts the walls, but it's far too early for that, and Christian escapes. He goes on the offense. Jericho goes for the walls again, but Christian breaks the eyes. Jericho gets too often insecurity, and they trade covers. Christian heals it up by grabbing the ropes. Jericho gets too off a gorgeous Northern Light suplex, but a lion salt is countered. A lovely, and you don't see this one very often, do you? Tornado reverse DDT gets 2 for Christian. Flashback by Jericho, who then attempts a superplex, but Christian counters. Jericho lands badly and tweaks the knee. Christian goes to the cloverleaf, but Jericho rolls through. Christian attacks the knee and locks on the cloverleaf, which makes me a very happy chappy, as I love that move a lot. Jericho escapes, locks on the walls, but Christian immediately gets onto the ropes. Jericho holds on though, and they slither to the outside, where he reapplies the move on. Inside they go up top, where Jericho hits a lovely underhook superplex. Yes, he does. For 2. He sells the knee as well when he comes down, which is a really nice little touch. Here's Trish Stratus, implant DDT, gets 2 for Christian, who then pulls Trish into the rings and shoves her down. Jericho goes to help her, but she accidentally, she's down on the floor, and she thinks that Christian is trying to pull her up, so she goes like that and launches out at him, lashes out at him. This is getting on my nerves now. Come on, camera. Stop it. You could be pointing at the fucking ceiling for all I know, which would be really shit. Yeah, Trish, like I say, whacks who she thinks is Christian, but it's actually Chris Jericho, that allows Christian to roll him up and get the 3! It's a good match, man. It's a decent little thing. It really is. Trish then makes me utterly melt because she then slaps the taste out of Chris Jericho's mouth, turning heel in the process. And I absolutely love it when she leaves with Christian, because we get a sort of a Shawn Michaels Sherry Martel vibe, because at the top of the ramp, Christian grabs Trish Stratus by the hair and leans in for the kiss. And the way that Trish just sort of, I don't know, her whole demeanour changes in one instant, you know, and she just looks so slutty, and she looks so dirty, and she's filthy, and you just think, oh, evil Trish is awesome. And at the end of the day, that for me, that for me is the best part of this match. Bear with me a second. Right, that shouldn't move. Yay, it really shouldn't. The memory card door had opened on the underside of the phone. That's meant it wasn't at the right angle. It shouldn't move again. I enjoyed that. I think heel Trish is going to be fantastic over the next couple of months, so it's all good. In the back, The Rock cuts an absolutely stunning promo. It reminds me of a Hulk Hogan style promo, you know, coked up to fuck sort of promo. It's Randy Orton, Ric Flair and Batista defeating The Rock and Mick Foley in a good handicap match. Not the pop that you would expect for the Great One when he comes out. It's very interesting because, of course, this is his first match since WrestleMania 19, you know, so you'd expect a big one, but no, of course not. Here we go. Slugfest to start, which the connection gets the best of. Rock and Flair go with Rock mocking the strut, which gets Rocky chants. Outside, Flair gets back body dropped. Mick drops the cactus elbow off the apron to a big pop. That gets a big Foley chant going as well. It's fantastic. That's in the first couple of minutes. Why not? Orton and Foley come in. Foley gets 2 off an elbow, then puts Orton in the Tree of Woe and drops another elbow. Rock in and low blows Orton in the Tree of Woe while the ref is sorting out Foley. That's a fantastic little touch. I love that. Bit heely, of course, but meh, well, there you go. Batista pulls the top rope down so Rock can become our movie star in peril, because why not? Quick Taz by Evolution is good, especially to keep from Batista doing too much in the match, because at the end of the day, Batista's still, you know, like I said before, he was not the one who was going to be primed for the megastar push, was he? No, I've lost my place. Flair chops on Mega over as is his little strut. Rock actually gets booed when he hits a clothesline on Flair. Flair goes up top. You can probably guess what happens with that one. Foley in, but he's quickly your well, if Rock's the movie star in peril, does that mean that Foley is your best-selling author in peril? No. Multi-personality in peril? Why not? Whatever he is, he takes the steps to the knees and gets owned. Sorry, I do make myself laugh sometimes. he gets owned with the quick tags again until he can get the mandible claw on Batista, but it's a brief reprieve as he takes a bit more of a pounding until he can get a nice swinging neck breaker on Batista. Hot tag to Rock, who cleans house until he walks into a spine buster by Batista. Nature Boy elbow, oh yeah. By Flair, complete with a strut, but Rock kicks up and lays the smack down, complete with mocking the strut. Superb stuff. DDT on Batista, spinebuster for Flair, and a people's elbow, complete with even more strut mocking, but Flair kicks out. You know, that's a bit crazy. Thumbs the eye by Flair so he can tag in Orton. He wants the RKO, but it's counted into a Rock bottom that gets 2 as Flair pulls Rock out. Flair gets a chair, so the ref is distracted while Batista hits the bomb on Rock. The resulting cover by Orton gets 2 as Rock kicks out. Hot tag to Foley, who cleans house, including the double arm DDT on Orton. But when he calls for Mr. Socko, he walks straight into the RKO, which gets the win at 17 minutes dead. Really fun match, really. I think this match played to all 5 men's strength. Rock and Flair were entertaining, for example. Batista, everything he did looked good, but he was kept in for very short bursts. The right person won. A great story was told, in my opinion. This match essentially exists to be a setup match for the match at Backlash, which is coming in a month's time, which I'm genuinely looking forward to watching because I haven't seen that match in years. It's hard to believe, looking back with the benefit of hindsight 10 years later, that this is Rock's last match until Survivor Series 2011, believe it or not. Foley basks in the crowd applause after the match, which once again, the benefit of hindsight, do you not think that Rock would probably be better taking the applause here, since we're going to see Foley next month? But, you know, whatever. We recap the 2004 Hall of Fame ceremony. And then we get a nice little video. There's a bit on the video package. I'm sure you feel the same on this one. And that's when they induct see, I've just spoiled it for you. When they induct Bobby Heenan, when he says there's just one thing, I wish Monsoon was here, that chokes me up, because that is awesome. That is absolutely, and that is a proper wow. Then Gene Mean comes out and introduces us to the Hall of Fame members. Pete Rose gets one hell of a booing, and quite rightly. To this day, no idea why he's in the Hall of Fame. No idea. He's in the Hall of Fame, ravishing Rick Rude isn't. Figure that one out. Don Morocco is wearing a baseball cap, which makes him look like he just can't be arsed. Greg Valentine is one of the ugliest men I've ever seen. The two dead guys, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but the two dead guys get their real names. So the Junkyard Dog gets his real name. Big John Studd gets his real name. That's weird. And I've got to say, in the whole scheme of things, you may disagree with this one, but I don't believe that Sergeant Slaughter deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Just a thought. There's a discussion for it. Next, oh Jesus wept. So we're going to have some shit for a while, aren't we? Because we've just had two really good matches. So Sable and Torrie Wilson defeated Miss Jackie and Stacy Kiebler in a Playboy evening gown match, which is nice for them. It's the piss break, in my opinion, for those people who are too respectful. You know, the Hall of Fame thing could have been a piss break, but we wanted the people who wanted to see the Hall of Famers. This is your piss break, in my opinion. To be fair, the crowd seems to be very, very looking forward to it. Sable gets on the mic and says, "It shouldn't want this to be an evening gown match. Even though this is an evening gown match, the whole point is to take your clothes off." Sable says she wants to get naked, so she takes her gown off. Still, that should be an instant loss. But no, we're all going to do this in our bra or panties, apart from Mega Prude Jackie, who won't. So Torrie and Sable do it for her. It's usual women's match, especially for four non-workers, essentially. There's one highlight, a nice crossbody off the top by Torrie Wilson, and that is it. The crowd love it, though. The crowd is so into it. And at the end of the day, they paid enough to get in, so fucking good for them. Roll Up by Jackie is reversed by Torrie for the win, as Cole and Taz act like 14-year-old boys to make up for Jerry the King Lawler's absence. Oh yeah. Crap. In the back, Eddie walks with the belt the wrong way round. Bothers me. It really gets me. Just for anyone who doesn't know, just so we know, yeah, this belt should always be carried like that. Okay? The company's logo goes in. If you've got your belt like that, I think it looks wrong. It's just one of those things in wrestling that bugs me. It really gets on my wig. Notice how my boy Zach Gibson has got the belt the right way round. He's the only one who's got the belt, hasn't he? Yeah. He's got the belt the right round. Look, the Future Shock logo is here. You know, it's just one of those things. It shouldn't bother me at all, but it does. It's really good. Anyway, Eddie walks with the belt the wrong way around and gives Benoit a pep talk. He gets Benoit fired up, and it's their night. They say, tonight is our night. Next, Chavo Guerrero defeating Akio, Nunzio, Rey Mysterio, Funaki, Kidman, Shannon Moore, Ultimo Dragon, Jamie Noble, and Tajiri to win the Cruiserweight Open. It's a gauntlet match. Chavo is number 10. That's all you need to know about the rules. Ultimo Dragon gets, you know, oh man, one of the reasons he signed with WWE is so that he could perform at Madison Square Garden at least once in his career. Yeah? He slipped on his way to the ring, which is hilarious. He then falls off the ropes when he gets to the ring, right? I'm watching this, I'm watching the WWE edited version, of course. So, of course, you do see this, but the camera is at the very back of the stadium. So you can see this tiny little figure making his entrance. Of course, it's on YouTube, so you just hear what I did. For this match, and for the next match, which is Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, I actually went and watched them on YouTube to see the unedited versions, because they're far more entertaining, which is seeing, of course, Ultimo Dragon coming out and slipping out, and then he gets in the ring and falls off the ropes. Fan-fucking-tastic. Rey is dressed as the Flash tonight, continuing his Mania superhero theme. There are 10 guys in this match. It's elimination rules. It lasts 10 minutes and 31 seconds. So you know, when I always say don't bring back the Cruiserweight Championship, matches like this are ones that I point to and go, look, we don't fucking need it. It's just bish bash bosh, lots of eliminations, nothing good happens at all. The last 3 minutes are Chavo Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, and you're just like, look, just do those two. Give them 10 minutes, they will put on a decent match. This, on the other hand, makes everyone involved look shit. Basically, it's that simple. What do we do? Yeah, Chavo rolls up Rey Mysterio, Chavo Sr.'s on the outside. He holds the hands down. That gets the win. Crap. Get on with it. Next, Goldberg defeating Brock Lesnar in a match. This is an interesting one. This is probably going to be the dividing one. In fact, I saw on my, when I did my my video yesterday, my nice try to WWE vid. There was a few comments on that one saying, looking forward to seeing what you think of this match. It's one of those, right, let's have a look at this. So, Bill Goldberg's contract is up, and we all know it. We all know that this is going to be his last WWE match. So we all know he's not going to win. It's nice and simple on that one. As of this recording, this is his last ever WWE match. He has not wrestled since. But the story here is Brock Lesnar, isn't it? Brock Lesnar, who has been earning $1 million a year for the last 2 years at least, who is a main eventer, is, you know, made for life sort of main eventer. He can't be asked with the travel anymore. He just can't do it. He bought himself a plane, so his travel wouldn't be as bad, but it's still grating on him. Basically, after No Way Out, he goes to Vince and says, well, I think this is, you know, 2 weeks before this show, goes to Vince, I'm quitting. Don't want to do this anymore. And stuns Vince, absolutely stuns him. Especially when he said, well, why? Because I want to be an NFL football player. You know, I haven't played football since I was at college. I've been a wrestler for years and years and years. But I'm going to go and be a football player for the Minnesota Vikings. And everyone's like, of course you are. Off you go then. So, yeah, 2 weeks before, maybe even a week before the show, I'm not, please don't shout at me if I've got that wrong. The thing is, we, everyone knows this. Somehow this has leaked out. So, of course, the New York fans, who, of course, are never the most nice people at the best of times, they already know about this. So they know that both these guys are fucking off. Now, the build to this one started at Survivor Series and continued through to Rumble, where Lesnar hit the F5 on Goldberg, leaving him wide open to be eliminated by Kurt Angle. Then, last month, No Way Out, Goldberg interfered in the Brock Lesnar versus Eddie Guerrero Championship match. On Raw, it looked like Vince McMahon wouldn't let the match happen as yet. No one could referee it. Stone Cold came out and he said, you know, I could referee it if you want to see Lesnar versus Goldberg, give me a hell yeah sort of thing. Vince says, alright, you're the guest referee, make it so. And then Lesnar F5'd him and stole his ATV, which I suppose is one way to piss off Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, here we go then. There's more to that, but you know, it could be a whole vid in itself, couldn't it, the build up to this match? It really could. So the New York crowd, like I say, they know about this match and instantly turn on the match. I mean, instantly, the moment they come out, Goldberg gets a small Goldberg chant, but as soon as these two get in the ring, instantly started, you sold out chant. Then they moved on to the goodbye song so loudly that JR, even right, I went and watched it back on my version just to check, even on that one, JR has to acknowledge that there's been some speculation that Brock Lesnar's leaving. That's funny. Endless stalling. I mean, endless, like good 3 minutes or so stalling, leads to a test of strength that goes nowhere, and it makes the crowd even more riled up to the point where they start a "this match sucks" chant, which is brilliant. It's just magnificent. They pop for a press slam though now. And now, if you've got a crowd that are really hostile, right, the crowd are obviously not feeling your match. What one wrestling move would you do? Draw up a list of all the moves that you would do. I bet doing a neck vice isn't in anyone's list. When you've just done your mental list. I bet a neck vice isn't in your top 20, let's put it that way. But hell, that's what Brock Lesnar does. Nothing of note from the wrestlers happened in this match, so we'll skip to the finishes. Goldberg's spear gets 2, and then an F5 gets 2. Lesnar's spear misses, so a Goldberg spear and a jackhammer get the winner. Get how long this match is. You've got 2 power wrestlers. They were sent out there for 13 minutes. 13 minutes and 41 seconds. That is easily 10 minutes too long. And I think I saw, after I finished watching this, I flipped through what Scott Keith said about this one. He said after the 3-minute mark, he would have had Stone Cold do a call an audible and hit stunners on them both and just go, fuck it, let's go home. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense in hindsight, doesn't it? It's like, yeah. Both men eat the stunner after the bell, which is the only good thing, the only thing that anyone cares about in this match. And that's that. Goldberg leaves the company, pretty much leaves wrestling, to be honest. I think he's wrestled like a handful of matches since then in Japan, and you know, his asking price is ridiculous. Someone said at the PCW show I recently attended, someone said they should try and get Goldberg to PCW, because PCW, as you know, are famous for their imports. And Stephen Footer came on, it was during a Q&A session, Stephen Footer gets on the mic and said, I tried to get him, get this, I'm sure this is what he said, but he said Goldberg wants £450,000 to make an appearance, and you're just like, really? You're not that good, Goldberg, you're not that good. You know, that's probably why he doesn't do many indie bookings. Crazy to think that Lesnar, you know, he walked away from the business, and you sat there going, well, you're a fucking idiot then, aren't you? But the thing is, he, once again, this is hindsight, he got the last laugh. Because he went on to become the IWGP champion, yeah. He then became a megastar in the UFC, to the point that when the WWE came knocking again, he could basically lay out every demand that he had, and the WWE went, yep. Brilliant, he's set for life. Walking out for him at the end of the day was the best thing he ever did. Isn't that crazy? Because you wouldn't have said so at the time. Outside the arena, some fireworks go off, which is lovely. And then they announced that Mania 20... I don't know why they do that. It's just like in the middle of the show, let's let off some fireworks off the top of Madison Square Garden. Yay! For the people outside can be walking past going, that's nice. Carry on with the day sort of thing. Doesn't affect me in any way. Mania 21 will be at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Then Vince comes out and cuts a, you know, an out of character promo basically, where he thanks the fans. Then comes across as very classy. Hope he does something like this year, to be honest. Next, Rikishi and Scotty to Hotty defeating the Basham brothers, the world's greatest tag team, and the APA in a nothing match to retain the WWE Tag Team Championship. This one goes even shorter than the Raw and goes at 6 minutes. The crowd are deathly silent for the majority of the match until Shelton tries a German suplex Rikishi and get butt bashed away. Stink face for Haas. Bradshaw hits a four-way slam on Doug, Basham over the ropes onto the world's greatest tag team on the outside. That's actually quite a nice looking moment. And then hits a clothesline from hell on Danny. He tries it on Rikishi but runs into a Samoan drop, and then Rikishi sits on Danny to get the win. Yay. The match was about as good as the other tag match, so not very. Some guy called Edge is coming to WWE. I've no idea who he is. Jesse Ventura comes out and asks, what would Mania be without Jesse Ventura doing an interview with someone? And your first response is, like, well, it'll be like the last 10 WrestleManias at least. No one cares at all. I mean, this is a throwback to, you know, watching OSW reviews really makes me smile because of other than the fact they're fucking awesome. Jesse Ventura would stand up in the middle of pay-per-views and get a pop, and he just started going, why is this happening? And the same sort of thing here. He interviews Donald Trump, and he says that we should put a wrestler in the White House in 2008, which of course didn't happen. I have no idea why this took place. You know, if you think about it, you've got 2 tag matches, one of which goes 6 minutes. This segment is easily 5. Just give the time to that, because I don't care about seeing Jesse Ventura unless this is the time where you want me to go and urinate or go and get a beer. I don't know. Anyway, Victoria defeating Molly Holly in a hair versus title match to retain the Women's Championship. Molly lost the Women's Championship in a 4-way elimination match, also involving Lita and I think it was Jazz, although don't quote me on that one. Molly was the first person to get pinned, which is really fun. It went to Victoria and Lita. Victoria hitting the Widow's Peak to get the win. I watched the match on YouTube the other day. Apparently, the hair stipulation was Molly's idea. She wanted to do something shocking at WrestleMania. In the match, King is more interested in talking about Molly's granny panties than the match, and that should tell you everything you need to know about this match. There's a nice power slam by Victoria. Molly hits an absolutely horrible looking sunset bomb for 2. She tries to hit her own version of the Widow's Peak, which is counted into a backside, backside, to get the win. Molly tries to bail, which of course doesn't work. Molly is strapped into a barber's chair and is shaved. Yay! There's so much shit on this card, it's unbelievable. Eddie Guerrero defeating Kurt Angle in a superb match to retain the WWE Championship. Eddie won the championship from Brock Lesnar. Last month at No Way Out, Angle attacked Eddie for being a former drug addict. He feels that a former drug addict shouldn't be the WWE Champion. I suppose as motives go, that's alright, I suppose. There's a great moment in the build-up for this one, as Eddie was cutting a promo and with Paul Heyman, and basically said to Paul Heyman, I could beat you with one hand tied behind my back. And they had a thing where Eddie had both his hands handcuffed behind his back, and in a match against Paul Heyman. Of course, this was a setup, because babyfaces can't seem to see shit like this, but it's a complete setup as they brawl to the entrance ramp, and then Kurt Angle comes out, and the look on Angle's face of, I'm going to fucking kill you, and the look of realisation that, oh, fuck, I'm fucked, from Eddie Guerrero is just superb. And of course, Angle absolutely obliterates him in the ring, and there's nothing he can do because his hands are handcuffed behind his back. So good. While Angle is making his entrance, Molly's still getting her head shaved, which is really funny. So, here we go. After some lovely mat work from both men, Angle locks on an extended front face lock, gets a few 2 counts. Eddie comes back with a key lock. Crowd are respectfully quiet and pop for most of the moves, which I really, really like. Kurt escapes with it. Yeah, it's not a we're bored quiet. They're just respectful. There's a very big difference in wrestling, and I really like that. I really do. You don't have to be popping all the time, you know. If you're watching it and you're enjoying mat work, it comes across as completely different. You know, does that make sense? Kurt escapes with a knee to the guts. Place your bets. Place your bet. You know what it is already, don't you? It's just... Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, it's gone. Go on, what do you think it is? Do you know? Ha! Look at that. It's a fire engine. So you were wrong. Go on, put your sirens. You come into the roundabout, put your sirens on again. You done? 2 in 1 vid. Oh, you've missed this, haven't you? Oh, you have. Just admit it, you have. You're writing now, I missed this. You done yet? Oh, for God's sake, do you know? Alright, check this out, yeah? I promise you, I'm not lying. Just there, at the roundabout, there's a fucking ambulance as well. But that one hasn't got its sirens on, so I'm guessing it's not an emergency. It's on my shirt, by the way. Part of my shirt. Fire engine. Right, I've completely lost my place, so let's go with Kurt escapes from the knee to the guts and locks on an abdominal stretch, which of course is clever psychology because it works over the guts and the ribs and all that. Oh no, I've lost it. Eddie escapes, hits the first of the 3 amigos, but Angle immediately puts the brakes on with a German suplex. He tries a German off the apron, which the commentators, to their credit, sell like Eddie would be killed if that bump actually happened, which is fucking brilliant stuff. Eddie comes off the top and crashes into the barricade. Kurt pounces on the injured ribs with a rib breaker, then drives his shoulder into the ribs in the corner. He then hits a snapmare and locks on a body scissors. Superb stuff, and the crowd really are really into it. Eddie gets a jawbreaker to escape, but a flapjack on the ropes gives Angle control again. Excuse me. A pair of belly-to-belly suplexes gets 2, so Angle goes back to the midsection again and then hits a 3rd belly-to-belly suplex. He puts Eddie up top, but the suplex is countered. Eddie, quick as you can, goes for the frog splash, but that is but he misses. I'm loving this, by the way. You can probably tell that. This is my kind of match. This is what I absolutely fucking love. I absolutely love it. Angle unloads with rights, and Eddie tells him to bring it, then hits some clotheslines and a nice belly-to-belly back suplex, for 2. The 3 amigos is counted again into rolling Germans, but the second is counted into a victory roll for 2. Stiff with 15 eyes. Clothesline by Angle, but the Angle slam is countered. Head scissors by Eddie, who isn't selling the ribs anymore. And here's the problem. If you looked at the ratings, this is why this isn't rated higher. Yeah, Eddie has been selling the ribs all match, and then it's like he forgets. And you're just like, oh, damn it. You know? 3 amigos, the 3rd is counted into the ankle lock, which in turn is counted into a drop kick. Eddie goes up top, but eats the pop-up superplex for 2. Angle drops the slaps, slaps the straps, and here's the ankle lock again, which is again counted into a roll-up. Another German suplex by Kurt, but the Angle slam is counted into a sick DDT by Eddie. He goes up top, hits the frog splash, but Kurt kicks out at 2. I and the crowd thought that was the win. Ankle lock is again counted, but Eddie's injured the leg. He undoes the laces of his boots. It's that serious. But then, in one of those amazing things, Angle comes in. It's like Angle goes, hang on. It's like, look, he's injured the leg. Well, there's only one thing for it. Locks on the ankle lock, but then the boot comes off in his hand. And then a fucking inside cradle layer, 1, 2, 3. And you're just like, oh, now that is an incredible finish. Because if anyone else had done this finish... Sorry, I can hear another emergency vehicle coming. Go on, be a police car so we can complete the set. It's coming. You'll hear it in a second, I promise you. Yeah, any other character in wrestling, this wouldn't have worked, I don't think. This finish would have gone, oh, that's bullshit. Lie, cheat, steal. Done. Brilliant. And at the end of the day, he outsmarted Kurt Angle, which takes some doing, doesn't it? The rib thing bothered me because Kurt spent so much time working the ribs, and someone as good as Eddie Guerrero should have been selling the ribs, and he just didn't at all. And it's one of those after a while. But the counters were good, the crowd were really into it, the whole match was really, really good stuff, and it was a decent length of 21 minutes and 32 seconds. And also, and this is the important thing, I was going to the WrestleMania Revenge Tour a few days after this, and as soon as that 3 went down, it's Eddie will be champ when we go and see him. It's like, oh, yes, sir. That show was wank, by the way. Utterly terrible. I'm not even going to bother talking about it. I might talk about it on my Backlash review. So, yeah, that's that. So, no more Cole for the rest of the show. It's good. I think it's buggered off, you know. I think it knew. We've had enough in this vid. So, Undertaker versus Kane. So, Kane helped Vince bury Taker in their, well, buried alive match, wasn't it? Back at Survivor Series, and he's not been seen since. We got a gong at Royal Rumble, and then the last month or so, the WWE special effects guys have really come into their own. For example, there was one point of Kane versus Goldberg, and the match ended because the ring started levitating, which was, you know, a cool looking visual. Even if you look at it and go, that's as corny as fuck, as wrestling fans go, oh yes, I know what that means. That means dead man. It's all good. I love how the set looks like, because the set's a skyline, a New York skyline. It looks great, it really does. It looks even better when Kane makes his entrance, and it all looks like it's on fire. That is a truly nice little sort. I still get goosebumps when the voice of Paul Bearer shows up. Oh yes, the crowd love that. A load of druids come out, they've all got fucking poles on fire, right? Kind of like the WrestleMania 14 kind of deal. And it's funny because I don't know what they've dipped these sticks into to make them burn, but I guess it's paraffin or something, and like 3 or 4 of them have dipped him in way too much, because they've come out and there's actually fire dripping off these fucking great big sticks, and you can see there's some guy frantically using a fucking fire extinguisher to get that. Sort of ruins the visual a little bit. Anyway, Taker comes out, you know, he comes out to his old music, and it's all fantastic. As he's come, just before he comes out, we get such a good little thing from Paul Bearer, who says, "My son, you're no son of mine." Oh man, that's fantastic. Such a good little thing. Thing is, and then once, you know, Undertaker makes his entrance, and it's all good. And then from that moment, the matches go, oh, because Taker, right, he's grown his hair so it's shoulder length, and he's dyed it black. And that's the only difference. Oh, he's got his eyeshadow on, sorry. That's the only difference in the character. He's still got his hat, he's got his long coat, but he's still got his fucking MMA gloves, and he still looks like American Badass Taker. You know, it's going to be another year or so before he looks like proper Undertaker. Does that make sense? This match is rubbish. It's honestly, because as soon as the bell goes, it's like all of us wrestling fans have been really looking forward to this match. But as soon, and we sort of seem to have forgotten every time that these two guys have fought. So the moment the bell goes, you just go, oh fuck, it's Taker versus Kane, isn't it? And this match is everything you expect. It's not very good. For example, Kane's offense gets 0 reaction. That's the problem. I think the problem with this match is there is no way at any point that you think the Undertaker's going to lose. It's that simple. There is no way Kane's winning this match. Not a chance. And speaking, I mean, Taker's offense doesn't get much reaction until he does the zombie sit-up. It's been pretty much ignored. The zombie sit-up comes after a Kane chokeslam. Undertaker hits the chokeslam zone, and then just one tombstone gets the win. I'll go 1 star because I'm very nice, and because it's so bloody short, 7 minutes 45 seconds. You know, this match is not very good. But the opposite of that is our main event. Just give me a second. I'm sorry this vid's been so long. Thank you so much for sitting through it all. I'll tell you that much. But hell, if you're going to give us 12 match cards, you're going to get a long vid, aren't you? Chris Benoit defeating Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a fantastic triple threat match to win the World Heavyweight Championship. As we all know, Chris Benoit won the 2004 Royal Rumble. He then jumped to Raw the next night and made his intentions known because it was a Triple H and Shawn Michaels having an in-ring conversation, basically, you know, because their last man standing match at the Royal Rumble had ended in a draw. Shawn Michaels basically arguing that he should get a rematch because it was a draw. So Sheriff Austin comes out and said, look, I think you're right, but you didn't win the Rumble, so unlucky. Now Benoit's first in line for the championship shot. A week later, those two are having an in-ring competition. confrontation even. And Shawn Michaels, Sweet Chin Music's Chris Benoit and signs his name on Chris Benoit's contract for the championship. So you got this unprecedented thing where, yeah, they make it a triple threat match for the championship. It's all good. Oh man, that's really bad. Jump cut time again, I'm afraid. Bear with me. Fucking battery's about to die. Right, so sorry about that. Laptop now has its charger in. Yeah, my vids are normally so short, I just don't bother plugging it in, you know. Anyway, so yeah, in my opinion, this is what WrestleMania should be all about. This is someone who's never had the championship before, wins the Rumble, goes into the championship chase, you know. This is what it should be. I don't care about this year with Batista, who is, what, a 5-time world champion, something ridiculous like that. Why should I give a fuck about him chasing for the belt? Why should I care? You know, something like this gives you an emotional investment. In wrestling, that is the most important thing, an emotional connection with someone who's going to do something like this. Anyway, fuck it, let's go on with it. It's been far too long. I'll mission through this one as fast as I can, okay? So, Benoit and Shawn Michaels argue about who will attack Triple H. So Benoit takes him down and tries a crossface. When that doesn't work, they unload with chops. It's funny. Benoit then whips Shawn Michaels into Triple H, who's knocked to the outside. They then trade covers on the mat, including a perfect Northern Lights suplex by Benoit. Hunter and Shawn go at it, with Hunter getting a 2 count off a knee. They go to the outside, where Shawn Michaels hits a lovely moonsault off the top onto Benoit and Triple H. Inside, Triple H gets a gut facebuster and attempts to pedigree, but Benoit breaks it. Benoit wants the Germans, but Shawn Michaels counters, so Benoit whips him into the ring post, shoulder first. Some good psychology there, because that will set up for the crossface, wouldn't it? Yay! Snap suplex by Triple H. Hunter puts Benoit in the Tree of Woe and goes to work on Shawn Michaels, including whipping him into Benoit. Now, this is clever on 2 levels, because, of course, if it's a triple threat match, surely you want to get rid of one of your police cars just driven past there without his sirens on. So we could have had 4 in one vid potentially. Yeah, you effectively eliminate one guy at once, but you're using him as, using the other guy as a weapon on the 3rd guy. That's very good. I really like that. Triple H is whipped into Benoit, who is able to get a boot up, staggering Triple H, so Shawn Michaels can get a roll up for 2. Benoit clotheslines Shawn Michaels out and hits the rolling Germans on Triple H. Sweet Chin Music for Triple H is countered into a nice DDT and a superplex by Benoit. Pedigree is countered into the crossface, which Shawn Michaels quickly breaks. German by Shawn Michaels is booed by the crowd, who then pop when Benoit turns it around into 3 of his own, because why not? He goes up top, hits the swan dive for 2. Shawn Michaels knocks Benoit to the outside, hits an elbow on Triple H. He cues up the band, Sweet Chin Music scores and gets 2 as Benoit breaks it up. Benoit tries the sharpshooter. When it doesn't work, he calmly catapults Shawn Michaels into the ring post. This is a great little thing because it draws a manly blade job from Shawn Michaels, and he does the actual blade job. You know when you have catapult works, you get them by the legs and you sit back. He does it as he's on the ground. So he goes up, and it's almost like the centrifugal force forces the blood out. He lands chest first on the turnbuckles, but the way it's done, it looks like his head actually crashes onto the ring post. He turns around, and there's an audible gasp from the crowd because he's already pissing blood. Massive blade job this is. Crossface on Shawn Michaels, but Triple H holds up the arm, sorry, the other arm, holds up the arm so that he physically can't tap out. That's fantastic. Triple H and Benoit got it on the outside. The Spanish announce table is prepped, and it looks like Benoit is going to then German Triple H through the Raw announce table. But Triple H sets up pedigree on the SmackDown table, then Shawn Michaels gets up. They don't say anything, they just look at each other, realising you've got 2 tables set up here, because of course there's 3 tables on the outside, and they double suplex Benoit through the Spanish announce table. Fantastic little thing. Shawn Michaels tells Triple H to get in the ring, and they go at it until Shawn Michaels does the Ric Flair flip over the top on Triple H. He lands on a cameraman. That's gotta hurt. Triple H's face, so Shawn Michaels' face is a bloody mess, and now Triple H as well. He's whipped into the ring post and he does a blade job off that. As Jim Ross demands an EMT comes out for Benoit, he's that seriously injured. That is absolutely superb stuff by Jim Ross. Absolutely fantastic. Pedigree for Shawn Michaels. Hunter takes an absolute age to get the cover because he's lost so much blood, and the place erupts when Benoit makes the save. Triple H wants the pedigree on Benoit, which counts into a sharpshooter. That makes the place go nuts. And then I mark out like an actual little girl, right? Because, oh, this is such a great moment. Benoit's got the sharpshooter on, right? And Shawn Michaels hits the sweet chin music on him. And this is awesome for two reasons, right? The first one is that Benoit is so focused on the sharpshooter, he's looking straight ahead. So at no point does he see Shawn Michaels get in the ring, or that he's got a boot coming straight to his face. And the sound of the connection is, I mean, obviously it's a... But, you know, it just sounds so perfect. The second reason why this is amazing is every member of the crowd, because they show this on the hard camera here, every single person in the crowd is looking at Benoit. So no one seems to notice that Shawn Michaels has got in the ring. And so when the fucking sweet chin music goes down, the pop is incredible. It's so good. Watching in slow motion is fucking brilliant. The resultant cover gets 2. Shawn Michaels wants one more sweet chin music, but Benoit dumps him out. Pedigree attempted to reverse into a crossface. The crowd are going bonkers. Triple H tries one last attempt to counter it, but Benoit holds on as they roll through into another crossface. And that gets the win for Chris Benoit at 24 minutes, 46 seconds. Chris Benoit is in tears as Earl Hebner gives him the belt. And in one of those surreal moments, Eddie Guerrero comes out and the two champions, the two best friends, embrace in the ring. Confetti comes down, and it is just one of those visuals that you will never forget. And it's one of those few times where you can just look at Chris Benoit and goes, for this nanosecond, I don't care. You know, because I don't like Chris Benoit because of what he did, but at that one moment, it's forgotten. Just for, I mean, I hope that doesn't make me sound like a dick, and I hope that doesn't create any controversy or anything, but I hope also that you agree with me on that one. Does that make sense? Fantastic match. All three men gave their absolute all in this one. All three men told a great story, and in my my humble opinion, to this point, this is the best WrestleMania main event there's ever been. Potentially, this is the best WrestleMania main event there's ever been, and is certainly the best WWE triple threat match I've ever seen. How does that one sound? This show is very, very hard to rate for the simple reason that there are 12 matches on the card. 4 of them are good. The rest are utterly, utterly avoidable. So that means a third of the matches are good. How does that one sound? It's a very long card. It's over 4 hours, 20 minutes, I think it goes, this one. It's too long, in my opinion. There's matches on this show that could be cut out. Both tag team matches, for example, could go quite comfortably, you know. There's a lot of filler. That said, the 4 matches that are good are very good, alright? All 4 are worth getting out of your way. 3 of them are 4 stars and above, alright? And you could probably rate, if you wanted to rate, I've rated Christian versus Chris Jericho 3 stars, right? Probably, you know, it's 3.5 stars, isn't it? If you wanted to go up to 4, I probably wouldn't object. The thing is, everything else is utterly avoidable, right? So this is where I stand. 6 feels too short. 2 feels too little. 7 feels too much. So obviously the natural thing to do is 6.5 out of 10. I'm sorry the vid's been so long, but I've had a lot to talk about, haven't I? And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this vid. Let me know what you thought of WrestleMania 20 down below. Crazy to think it's been 10 years ago, isn't it? But at the same time, it's WrestleMania 30 in a couple of weeks' time. So kind of makes sense. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Mark P. Thank you so much for watching. The next episode of 10 years ago will be Backlash 2004. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a like for my amazing healed beard, if nothing else. How's that sound? Drop me a comment down below if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.